We have a showgirl costume that's going out higher soon, and it consists of these black and purple leotards, all beaded, and this is a very typical 90s leotard. We've had these forever. So it is completely backless and also thong backed. So the back is just a very small piece of elastic into a thong. We're going to put a skirt on the back, like a tail, not really a full skirt. But what we want to do now is to make a new set that is going to talk to this set, but be a pink, slightly more modern version of these leotards, because I love a high leg, and when I was dancing, when I started dancing, it was all about how high you could get your legs, and you'd be pulling your leotard legs up and make your legs look as long as possible. But it's not really like that now, and these are for a theatre production, not actually a showgirl show. So we just want to make it slightly modified. So we're going to slightly bring the leg down. We're going to put a back into the pink so that they can easily wear bras, because obviously this is a braless dance, so this means that the girls have to be small boobed. This is the purple showgirl that we want the pink one to talk to, as it were, to perform alongside. We want it slightly different but very similar. So this is obviously, as you can see, very high cut and actually thong backed. And she's also completely backless. So we're going to put her back in the pink one. I made a pattern for the new leotard by taking an established leotard block that we had and recutting it to create this pattern. This leotard has shoulder straps, so it's not a halter neck like the purple one is. So the pink one will be shoulder strapped, but it will be straight across the back, a strap across the back, and then the straps will go up and over and attach. So it's not like a big vest top on both sides, but on the front it looks rather like a large flat swimming costume. What I'm doing now is marking up the centre so that I know where to sew the sequins and where to start that centre line, just with chalk, and just so that we have that line so I know where to start sewing sequins. These are the sequins that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to change the thread on my machine. I mean, this makes me sound really old, but when I was dancing, you could quite literally not get the legs of your leotard up high enough. Like, the amount of time that we used to spend like trying to make our legs look longer was just untrue. Like, but times have changed and things have changed, and you know, gone are the days where your dance teacher could actually say to you, do you want to take your underwear off because it's showing? Or dance choreographer or whatever. I don't know, but I think that it was always quite a thing. Like, you had to have your legs high. You wanted it high cut. You wanted it backless. Like, I wanted it back. I mean, I had absolutely no boobs when I was dancing, so obviously again, a lot easier. But I wanted it backless, and I wanted it like matching. I wanted it to be like all high-legged and big kicks, but now it's just different. And I think that the leotard, the purple leotard, looks great and I love it, but I accept that it definitely looks a little dated. So updating it with the pink ones and then putting the two together will work really nicely with the palette of the show, and also with exactly, you know, just be like a more modern take on it, which will be really good. So I've sewn on the first line of many lines of sequins. I wanted to sew one on to check. So it's a zigzag stitch on the sequins, and I've stretched it ever so slightly while I've put it through. But I've got pink on the inside, and I don't like that. So I'm going to change my bottom shuttle to black, so that I've got black on the inside and then pink on the sequins. And then we won't have that on the inside. I know it's only everything, but I quite like it when things don't glare out as wrong. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I have got a lot of lines. I've now marked it all with chalk, and I'm basically going to alternate between the silver sequin, which is obviously this one, the silver sequin, and pink sequin. So it'll go pink, silver, in a fan formation. Run out. It's always on the last one. Oh, that's only sewn a little bit. Okay, I'm going to rethread my shuttle. For the silver, I'm going to use a white cotton. I don't love using white, but I haven't got a very, very pale pink. And I'm going to go with what my profile was of Taunton. So, for years, my mum and her best friend made costumes. And this is one of the costumes that they made back in the 90s. And I'm using this. And this, they have gone with white. So, if it was good enough for them, it's good enough for me. I'm going white. Going white on silver. I have decided to add black as well. So in between the pink and silver, I'm going to put a strip of black. And there's that. That's what we're doing next. That is all the sequin and beading work. So these have all been sewn on. These are like 3 beads and a teardrop. This is all hand sewing, and then crystals. So that's all the sequin and beading work that I could do until it's actually put together. That's a little one on the back. So yeah, now the next step is to put it together. tell me it's not just me who gathers up all their hand sewing so they can sit somewhere comfy and do it at the end of the project. This is actually my mum's setup in the background. She does normally sew in the sewing studio with me, but at the moment it is being renovated, cleared out, sorted, and there is just no space. So she's moved into the lounge because I'm doing more sewing at the moment. I jumped onto her overlocker though because her overlocker was already threaded with black and mine was white. This is just finishing off the last few bits of crystals that had to be put on once it had been hemmed, and this is the final leotard. So this is obviously very similar to the purple. This is them side by side but with differences. So we've got a back strap so that it can more easily wear a bra, and a flower bustle, and this is them on stage with the headdresses and the skull caps, the tails on, and some gloves as well. Obviously the best part of any costume is actually seeing them under stage lights and seeing them dancing away. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel to see more.